Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss about a topic which is hybridization. This topic is really very important because it comes in class 11th as well in class 12th also. In 11th it is in chapter 4th chemical bonding, and in class 12th it is in chapter 7, that is P block. Beside that, it is very important topic of IIT joint entrance examination and NEET examination. So, before starting this topic, I would like to tell you that today we are going to discuss this topic as per the requirement of NCERT CBSE board examination as well as IIT joint entrance examination or NEET examination. So first we are going to start according to the demand of CBSE. Okay. So hybridization, as you know, it is a very big topic. So brief introduction we will take first, that is prediction of hybridization. So first segment, prediction of hybridization. We will start this subtopic first. Okay, how we can predict hybridization. Okay, before starting this, I would like to inform you, or I would like to tell you the meaning of hybridization. What is hybridization? Hybridization is a hypothetical phenomena in chemistry, but in biology it is real phenomena. It is a practical phenomena. If you are watching or you observed that in plants and animals there are hybrid species, okay, and but if we are talking about chemistry, then it is a hypothetical phenomena. Now the question arises in your mind, why we need hypothetical or imaginary phenomena in chemistry? Then the answer is, we need this phenomena just because of to explain the geometry or structure of molecules. Okay, to explain the certain structures and geometry in chemistry of chemical molecules, we need this hypothetical phenomena, that is hybridization. Now I come with the definition of hybridization. Hybridization means it is the mixing of orbitals. Okay, according to the definition, it is the mixing of orbitals, atomic orbitals of an atom by which new hybrid orbitals are formed, and the phenomena is known as hybridization. Clear? And if we are talking about hybridization, then we can say this: if energy is increasing in this way, then if initially you have these orbitals of different size and different energies, then after hybridization, what will happen? The equal number of orbitals will be formed. These new hybrid orbitals have a speciality, that is they have same energy. Okay, so equal, you can see they are equal now, equal in size, they have equal energy, and they have identical shape. Okay, and they have equal number also. Initially suppose 3 orbitals are participating, then the 3 new hybrid orbitals will be formed. Okay, so this is the hypothetical phenomena by which mixing of atomic orbitals takes place in an atom, by which new hybrid orbitals are formed. And the speciality of these hybrid orbitals is they are same in number, they are identical in shape, they have similar energy now after hybridization. Clear? Now prediction of hybridization. For prediction of hybridization, I have a certain trick which I will give you. The trick is with S block and P block. Do you know about S block and P block? S block first A and second A group, and P block from 13 to 18 group. So I will write the blocks. This is your S block, This has one valency shell electron, this has two. If we are talking about periods, then this is first period, this is second, this is third, this is fourth, this is fifth, this is sixth, and seventh one is there. Okay, and boron, aluminium, this has 3 valency shell electron, this has 4, this has 5, this has 6, oxygen family, okay, this is nitrogen family. Okay, these are the valency shell electrons. You can see, you can identify this is your S block and this is your P block. Okay, and if we are talking about groups, then this is group number 1, this is group number 2, this is group number 13, this is group number 14, this is group number 15, this is group number 16, this is 17, then 18. Okay, this is noble gases. Okay, and these are the valency shell electrons. This is a trick. Okay, by this trick I will explain you one more thing, that is you have to calculate lone pair plus bond pair. Okay, lone pair plus bond pair. If the total is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then you can apply this trick. If 2 is there, then hybridization will be sp, 3, then sp2, 4, then sp3, then sp3d, sp3d2, and sp3d3. Clear? So this is the hybridization. Now the question arises in your mind, how we can use this trick. Okay, I will tell you. We can predict the hybridization of a neutral molecule as well as a cationic molecule as well as an anionic molecule as well as radicals also. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the hybridization now. I will take some examples and you will learn this phenomena very nicely. Okay, so I am taking example number 1. Suppose I take PCl5. You can see PCl5, phosphorus. How many number of valency shell electrons phosphorus have? Phosphorus have 5 electrons. You can see by this table, you can easily see phosphorus has 5 valency shell electron. Means this group has 5 valency shell electron, whereas this group has 6, this has 7, this has 8, and so on. Clear? So phosphorus has 5 electrons, so I will draw 5 electrons. Now the chlorine, 5 chlorines are there, so I will arrange them with single bond. Okay, now you can see, you can count the number of bond pairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 means sp3d, so the hybridization is sp3d. Clear? Very easy, isn't it? Next, example number 2, CH4, carbon is having 4 valency shell electron. So I will draw 4 electrons and hydrogen will be attached with single bonds. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 means sp3. So the hybridization will be sp3. No problem at all. Clear? Now we are talking about the third example. That is SF6. You can see SF6, sulfur has how many electrons? 6 electrons. So I will draw 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and how many fluorines? 6 fluorines are there. So I will attach these fluorine with single bond, and simply I will calculate or count the bond. How many bonds are there? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 means sp3d2. So the hybridization will be sp3d2. Clear? I think it is clear to you. Okay. Now one more special thing which I would like to tell you. If you get oxygen and sulfur, then you have to if you have oxygen and sulfur, then you have to attach with double bond. Out of double bond, one is sigma and one is pi, and pi is not countable at all in hybridization, because pi orbitals are now not countable in hybridization. So pi will not be counted. Okay, but you have to attach oxygen and sulfur with double bond. Clear? Number one. Number two, if nitrogen is there, then triple bond is required. Clear? So you have to keep these things in your mind also. Now I will take example. If cation is there, then you have to reduce the number of cation from valency shell. If anion is there, then you have to add the number in valency shell. Okay, so I will take one more example, that is SO4 minus 2. You can see sulfur has number of electrons 6, valency shell electron. Okay, this is 6, but as you can see it is an anion, so these two electrons will be added in sulfur. So you can see 6 plus 2 8, so I will draw 8 electrons. Okay, now I will apply this trick also. Oxygen and sulfur can be attached by double bond only. Okay, out of one bond will be counted, so it will be attached with double bond, and number of sigma bonds are 4. Okay, so you can see one is pi, one is sigma, so pi will be counted only, sigma will be counted only. Okay, 1 2 3 4, 4 sigma means sp3, so the hybridization will be sp3. Clear? So this is the hybridization in anionic species. Now I will take cationic species. The fifth one is NH4 plus. If you see, nitrogen has positive charge now. Nitrogen has 5 valency shell electrons, so I will reduce the number in the case of cation. So I will reduce one by one, so nitrogen now have 4 electrons rather than 5. Okay, because it has plus 1, so plus 1 is reduced. Now these hydrogens will be attached by single bond. Okay, and now calculate the number of bonds. 4 means in our trick 4 means sp3, so the hybridization will be sp3. Okay, we can take some examples of xenon also. As you know, xenon is forming so many compounds with fluorine and oxygen. So I will take some example like XeF2, okay, then XeF4, then XeF6, then XeO3, then XeO4. You can see xenon has 8 electrons. Okay, so I will put xenon with 8 electrons. Now 2 fluorine with single bond. So this has lone pair. Okay, you can count the lone pair as 1 2 3 4 5. 5 means total 5 means sp3d. So the hybridization will be sp3d in XeF2, xenon difluoride. In the case of this, xenon has obviously 8 electrons, 4 fluorines are attached with single bond, 2 lone pairs are there. I will count 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6 means sp3d2. So the hybridization will be sp3d2 from this technique. If we are talking about XeF6, then what will happen? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now 6 fluorines are attached with single bond, and you can see one lone pair is there. Okay, so you have to count it 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. 7 means with our technique sp3d3. sp3d3. Now the hybridization is sp3d3. Okay, now we are talking about this oxy compounds. So you can see xenon has 6 electron engaged with oxygen and one lone pair is there. So I will count 1 sigma, 1 2 3 and one lone pair, 4 makes sp3. Okay, so the hybridization will be sp3. In the case of XeO4, you can see it is also sp3. Okay, so in the case of XeO4, it is also sp3. So you can note it. Okay, we have discussed about the hybridization of neutral molecules as well as anionic molecules as well as cationic molecules as well as lone pair containing molecules. Clear? So we can determine the hybridization of any molecule just like that. Clear? Now we have discussed this prediction of hybridization topic as per the demand of CBSE and CRT. Now I am going to discuss this topic as per the demand of competitive examination, where 4 marks question will definitely come. Okay, the paper setter is always giving hybridization question, prediction of hybridization or related with the hybridization question in these competitive examinations. Clear? So we have to learn this technique also. Should I rub it? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, as per the demand of IIT or competitive examination, you can see now we are taking this topic as per the demand of competitive examination. In this we will learn how to get predict the hybridization in free radical compounds, in cationic compounds, in anionic compounds, okay, in aromatic compounds. So in first we will see CH3 and CF3. Okay, now prediction of hybridization in methyl radical and trifluoromethyl radical. How we will determine? If this is Ca, central atom, and this is Ta. Okay, now the rule is, in this case, if electronegativity of Ca is lesser than electronegativity of Ta, okay, then this will be counted as lone pair. Okay, if electronegativity of terminal atom is more than central atom, then this single electron will be counted as lone pair. So the total number will be 3 bond pair with fluorine and 1 this, then total 4. 4 means sp3. So the hybridization will be sp3. But in this case, this will not be counted as lone pair because the electronegativity of Ca is more than Ta in this case. Okay, so it will be sp2. You can see 3 bonds are there. 3 bond means sp2. Clear? So this is the way to determine the hybridization in radicals. Now taking second example. If we are taking CH3, CH2 plus, okay, CH3, CH2, NS3 plus, and I am telling you to determine the hybridization in terminal cationic element, then you can see this is carbon, it makes 3 bond, 1 with this, 2 with this, so sp2. Okay, it is very easy, sp2. Now in this nitrogen will form 3 with this and 1 with this, so sp3, total 4, that's why sp3. So you have to determine this also. If we are taking about conjugated system, okay, see, this is the conjugated system. You can see if pi bond will move in this direction and conjugation is there, then this bond will come, this electron lone pair will come this side. So you can calculate only 3 bonds, 2 this, 2 with this hydrogen and 1 this. So sp2 hybridization will be there. So you have to remember this thing. Okay, if conjugation is there, then this lone pair will not be counted with carbon in account of carbon, because this will come here and form pi bond, and pi bond will not be counted in hybridization. Clear? So what will happen? Only 3 bonds will be counted, 2 with hydrogen and 1 with this carbon. So 3 mean sp2 hybridization will be there. Clear? Next, fourth example we are taking, that is Drago's rule. Drago's rule. Drago's rule, this is very important rule. Okay, this rule is applicable on these elements only. These elements. You can see these elements. Okay, from period 3rd and group 15 and 16. This is applicable on group 15 and 16 and period from 3rd onwards. From 3rd onwards. Clear? So this is applicable on these elements only. There are 3 conditions. Okay, first these elements, okay, should be there. Number 2, lone pair should be there. Lone pair on central atom. Third, the En of terminal atom should be less than 2.5. Okay, so these 3 conditions must be fulfilled. So okay, I'll take example, that is PS3. If I'll ask you hybridization, you will do the simple thing which you learned. You have 5 electrons, 5 valency shell electron on phosphorus. You will connect these hydrogen with single bond and you will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 means sp3. No, this is wrong. Okay, because according to Drago's rule, 3 conditions are fulfilled here. How many 3 conditions you can see? First one, this belongs to this box. Phosphorus belongs to this one. Okay. Number 2, lone pair on Ca. Ca has lone pair. Central atom has lone pair. So second condition is fulfilled. Third condition, En of terminal atom should be less than 2.5. As you know, hydrogen has 2.1 electronegativity. So it has less than 2.5 value. So third condition is also fulfilled. So by these three conditions, it will follow Drago's rule and these elements will not show any hybridization. So no hybridization will be there. No hybridization. Drago's rule, according to Drago's rule, no hybridization. So these elements will not show any kind of hybridization if they have a lone pair on central atom and electronegativity of terminal atom is less than 2.5. If this condition is fulfilled. Okay. If any rule is violated, suppose I will take PCl3. You can see 2 rules are followed. One, it belongs to phosphorus, this belongs to this group. Second, phosphorus has lone pair, second is fulfilled. But third condition is not fulfilled because terminal atom has not less than 2.5 electronegativity, it has more than 2.5. So third rule is not followed here. Third rule is not followed here, so Drago's rule will not be applicable on these molecules. So it will show hybridization. 1, 2, 3, 4, sp3. It will show hybridization. Clear? So we have discussed these 4 important points according to IIT. Now we are moving to the 5th one. Okay. The 5th point, that is very important. If I will ask you hybridization in this, you can see this is benzene. Okay, this is benzene. If I will ask you hybridization of this, then you have to answer sp2. This is benzene. If I will ask, then answer must be all are sp2. If cation is there, then your answer must be sp2. Okay, up to 6 carbons in aromatic cyclic system all are sp2. Okay, you have to remember this thing because this is a hypothetical phenomena and your answer must be in competitive IIT mains and IIT advanced. This question has come so many times. This question has come so many times. You have to answer only one thing, that is up to 6 carbons aromatic system. In aromatic system, you have to give answer that all elements, all atoms are sp2 hybridized. sp2, sp2, sp2. Okay. So this thing you have to learn. Now I'll discuss one more important point, sixth point in this competitive examination. Okay, so this question also generally comes. You can see this is tetrahydrofuran. Okay, this is furan. You can see this is pyrrole. You can see this is thiophene. Okay, I am asking you, okay, these are cyclic elements. Okay, hetero means they have one element which is other than carbon, so these are known as heterocyclic elements, heterocyclic compounds actually, and they are aromatic also because they have 6 pi. These three have 6 pi electron system, so they are aromatic, and these are heterocyclic element, heterocyclic compounds. Okay, this is furan, this is pyrrole, and this is thiophene. Now I am asking about the hybridization of this heteroatom. Okay, so your answer must be one lone pair, and these two bond pairs, so sp3. 4 means sp3. Similarly, you will write sp3 here also. No, this will be wrong. This thing you have to learn here, because these inner lone pairs in this, and in this, that also, they are participating in aromatic system. They are making 6 pi electron system, which is according to Huckel rule 4n plus 2 pi electron rule, which is essential for aromaticity, and these are aromatic also. So these electrons, these lone pairs are actually the system, they are in resonance. Okay, the correct form is they are in resonance. Okay, and they are making 6 pi electrons. So though they will not be counted at all. So we will count only these three, 1, 2 and 3. So sp2 will be there. Similarly 1, 2 and 3, sp2 will be there. Similarly 1, 2 and 3, sp2 will be there. Clear? So this is the important phenomena here. Okay. Now in Drago's rule, one question comes, why in PS3 the hybridization is not considered. Okay, although they are making 3 bond pairs and 1 lone pair, they are having 3 bond pair and 1 lone pair. So the answer is they have pure pp overlapping. The answer is they have pure pp overlapping. In this you can see they have pure pp overlapping. Okay, in this I am talking about this. Okay, they have pure pp overlapping, and the angle, if you are talking about angle, that is 94 degree. Okay, so if we are going to calculate the percentage S character in this molecule, then as you know that cos theta equals to S upon S minus 1. Theta's value is 94. So cos 94 degree equals to S upon S minus 1. Cos 94 is almost minus 0.069 equals to S upon S minus 1. So by this, if you are going to calculate, then S percentage will be, you will get only 6%. Okay, so in this molecule you will get only 6% S character. Okay, so pure pp overlapping is going to take place in this molecule. Okay, that's why there will not be percentage S character, that is very less. Okay, so there will not be any kind of hybridization. This is the main reason behind this. Clear? That's why Drago's rule is applicable on these elements. Clear? with these three special conditions. So this is all about the prediction of hybridization. We learned the prediction of hybridization as per the demand of CBSE and as per the demand of competitive examination. I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Thank you so much.